Hello, and it is I, and I sit in Africa. Yep, it is episode 99 of the One Stone St. It's episode 13, and a pretty big event will be happening. One that will span multiple episodes, but that will be revealed later into the episode. So, who is this? That's Morocco. So, the Moroccans, they don't like cheese, if you know. So, yeah, but that's not worth mentioning. So, free. So Panama is free. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, anyway, I believe this happened last episode. Maybe it's 2 episodes ago. I don't know. But Romania, they don't exist anymore. You know, it's a fun thing not existing anymore. Well, they do exist. Provinces, they're not. Well, they do exist, as I was saying. However, they barely exist. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anti-aliasing isn't off. What is it even called? Anti-alias rendering. Okay. Hardness up to 100 and tolerance down to 33. Also, if you watch the live series, they've been putting Green has been hinting it a whole lot, and I can't wait till it comes out. But that's not what we're talking about here. So Romania, they collapse, right? They collapse a lot. They lost all their land. Really? Indeed. Well, now there isn't even such a thing as Romania. They break off into a bunch of warlord states. We have the red one. We have the purple one. We have the sorry if there are background noises, but I can't help it can't be helped. I'm not in normal real time recording, so and then we have the yellow warlord state. We have the blue warlord state. Also, these are colors of other countries, but the other countries do not control these. I'm just running out of colors. Just so you know. This is actually would be now the only dark green country, but the dark green warlord state. The this color that I don't really like, so I won't like this country. Warlord state. And finally, the original government holds on in the south. But now we have the breaking of them up into a bunch of warlord states. So let me see if there are any layers I need to change. Okay. Were they an Italian democracy before, or were they always this? No matter. We'll just delete. Wow, no. What has happened to our good and great? It's just Romanian place. Let's erase it off the map. Now we will have to add these new states. What the hey just happened? Okay. Okay. We just need this circle. Control C it and then Control V it. And See, they will be flawed democracies. Because I want them to be. So now I hate this. So now let's select it and Control C it, and then move the selected pixels over here. Hello? Are you gonna move or not? We also need to shrink it down to fit inside. Now we Control V, shrink it, and put it inside. And then we Control V, shrink it, and put it inside. So these are all democracies, but they can become nonocracies at any time in history. As it is entirely plausible that these switch sides from being flawed democracies to being something of more extremeness. And finally, the dark green country, which is the only dark green country, as the old one ain't exist no more. And there we have it, the ideology layer. Then none of them are in alliances, so we can turn this off. And we don't have to edit anything with those layers anymore. And back to the main layer, where we'll see some things happening over in the nation that you all know, Belgium. So Belgium is a country of severe importance, which is why the South Austrian country seems to think, this country isn't very important to the world. I wonder what would happen if I just invaded them. So that is in fact what they will do. Our troops will enter into the Belgian country, and Belgium wasn't expecting this. They're a rather pacifist country. Now, if we look at the ideology layer, this country is an Italian democracy. This one is a monarchy. So there is an alliance that both those ideologies are together, but they don't work together that well, as those are only aligned to stop the nationalist monarchists, and so the Italian democracy will invade and occupy all of Belgium. There's this little French thing that isn't supposed to be here. So yeah, what the hell? Need to turn the tolerance down. Let's try 17. Anyway, they will take it all and agree that they should be destroyed. And the Belgian country is overthrown. Now, Belgium is not a very strong country. That did not stop them from having colonies. So, what happens to this colony over here? Well, the Inglebjorts begin an invasion. However, the Belgian king and queen have fled here, and they begin pushing back against the Inglebjorts. and they push the Engelbjorts out. And Engelbjort is like, fine, you can keep your independence. However, back in Europe, can't say that the um South German country is saying the same thing. I'm gonna call it South German country. It's the Austrian country. But anyway, they annexed the Belgian country. And so now Belgium is an entirely American country. However, they still are angry at the South German alliance. It's not alliance, but we are going to look at the alliances because of this. So, Belgium asks both alliances if they can join them. So if we look at their ideology, there are a monarchy. What is this? Iberian democracy, or is that Iberian monarchy? Well, I don't know. It's the Iberian monarchy now. But let me just wait. This is on the wrong layer. Let me just shift their alliance circle over because it doesn't need there anymore. So both alliances say that they would be accepted. However, they will join the alliance that is known to many. Just kidding, it's what I call it, but anyway. They will join the Right Slope Alliance. So now they are kind of worried. Well, not they. The English are kind of worried about them, but they say like, yeah, we could easily crush them. So they don't join the Triangle Alliance. However, and in fact, some countries were even expecting Austria to join the alliance of the triangles. However, they hold off from it. However, they will be getting a new member who I just said wouldn't be joining, but it's actually the English. So yeah. Woohoo. So something is happening. Something bad. And it's happening here. In the Romanian warlord states, where a country is called the Dark Green Country, attacks this country. Now they're warlord states, and this is understandable. However, then Greece is supplying the Dark Green Country, as the Dark Green Country is pro-Romania, and they're also pro-Romania, even though they kind of left Romania, so it's kind of awkward, but and Ukraine is supplying this country. Hmm. Their troops shoot at each other, and they're not just volunteers, they're actual troops of them. And, well, Ukraine is like, they attacked me. Um, Greece is like, they attacked me. And both alliances declare war on each other, beginning World War One in the year 1693. So not technology isn't very advanced. However, the two alliances are now at war. So yeah. The first action is war won't even occur between the alliances whatsoever. It will be occurring in the Romanian warlord states, where the Romanian warlords are doing some action, invading into this country. The dark green country does the same. And the Ukrainian country invades from the other side, seeing that that country is lost. And so one of the remaining warlord states no longer exists. However, Ukrainian troops will immediately start pushing against their fellow invaders, pushing them farther out of this former Romanian warlord state. So, the South Romanian country isn't in the right slope alliance. However, it is pro right slope as they are a nationalist monarchy. And so they will declare war on that alliance and immediately begin running through the dark green country. The red warlord state sees its chance, and they're not joining on the side of that country. They're just like, I mean, it's free land, so and so they jump in on the dark green country and begin invading it. However, let's take a look at another front. So if you look, the right slope alliance also includes Sweden. And what does Sweden like to do but attack people? So the Swedish and the USL, which stands for United States Lisbon Sailor Cup, if you didn't know. But anyway, they have had some trouble in the past. They were in a war. And so the Swedish happily invade them with these provinces here, which most of these were originally theirs. Then France took them. Then the USL took them with it when they declared independence. And now some of them were retook by the Swedish. And now they want to retake them again. So that's nice. But anyway, the Swedish will invade a good portion of the north of the USL, make a big encirclement here. Also, just my plan for this war is so go on for the rest of this episode. It will last for the entirety of episode 14 until the end when they'll surrender, and then episode 15, I'll show you the peace treaty boundaries, and it will be kind of like a new era for the series, the early modern era, ending the which would be 10 episode medieval era. So just so you know. But anyway, the Swedes invade the western parts of the USL, which isn't as populated as the east, and they take over quite a few territory pieces. So, yeah. Other countries, though, are real, if you didn't know. Actually, other countries are real. So, just what the hey, that's weird. Why if I put it on? Okay, I'll be right back. I need to go grab something. Okay, I'm back. And today we're looking at a people who don't have any dogs in their house. I'm just kidding. So up here, the Swedish are kind of nice. Not all of these colonies used to belong to someone. Yeah. Well, there are no Native Americans in this, so I guess because of the only people were in Oman. So, suppose that's false. What? Uh, sorry, it's having some errors. Okay, just kick me back onto the desktop. Okay, so everything should be normal now. And yeah, so the Swedish begin their multinational invasion of colonies. Multinational. Okay, I hate when it does this. Has to fix the recording. Ooh, I don't care, computer. Okay. I hate it. Hate this. I don't care. Okay, it's closing the screen. Sorry if it's having an error again. It keeps kicking me back to the desktop. So this episode might be kind of short. Well, why is it doing this? Going to destroy my computer. Well, sorry if this is a little short. My computer is having errors. I hope you enjoyed. Um, so yeah, the world episode 14 might be a little bit longer than usual episodes, so that the war can continue for what it would have done in this episode. But I hope you enjoyed. Please don't eat any onions, you'll die, and also you're allergic to pineapples. And Emily, you didn't subscribe. Emily, come on, subscribe, Emily. You can do it, Emily. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.